Hey guys, I'm out here driving on a 91 and I just got through doing Uber, and I was just driving out in New Haven. Here, let me turn the camera around. You're probably not going to be able to see me though, but you know, whatever. Yeah, you can't see jack squat. Try to turn on the light. Hey, so you can't see jack squat. But I was just out in New Haven and I picked up a guy. I was making him my last delivery anyway because I didn't want to stay out the whole night, and I had a good night with money wise. But I picked up a guy and he told me he was having a bad night after I asked him how he's doing. He said that he's having a terrible night. And I said, why? He said, well, because he does GoPuff, kind of a rideshare program. But GoPuff is where, you know, you can tell by the name. It's for people that have munchies, you know. I think that's where they created it from. So anyway, it's like where they go to gas stations and they pick up a bunch of munchies for the potheads or whoever has munchies for whatever drug their choices. But anyway, he was telling me that he was making a delivery to something 710, 410, whatever, 4th Street, whatever. He got out to go drop off the groceries. He called the customer, told them that their groceries, their stuff, whatever is on the front doorstep. Turned around and he saw the car that he had was moving forward. He's like, what the hell? So he started running up to it to try to stop it, and all of a sudden it started taking off. So he says that apparently somebody had jumped in the rider side of the car because he left it running. I don't do that. I shut it off all the time. He left it running and somebody saw it, some young kid apparently, because he didn't see nobody, so it had to be somebody short and young, got into the rider side and just took off with the car in New Haven. Which is kind of weird because all the times I heard of carjackings, like my previous videos, was in Rocky Hill, I think, right? And I've heard, you know, when I was in Hartford, I had a guy try to jump me on a car. But I'm surprised by New Haven, and it's right by the Yale area, so that's kind of surprising. Anyway, this is kind of mysterious, you know, where you can only see half my face and everything else is dark. So I'm going to turn it back around to the road so you can see the road. At least there's something to look at. So, alright. I don't like playing around with this while I'm driving here. It's a little easier. Alright. So there you go. There's the scene of the road for you. So just a little warning. Here it is. During the pandemic, people are going broke. Now we got some young kids running around looking for people, making food deliveries and trying to steal their car. As I said before, when I was out in Rocky Hill, a cop once pulled me over at a motel. I gotta turn this music down. And out in Rocky Hill, there was people calling rideshare drivers, Lyft, Uber, to gas stations, catching a ride and then waiting to the perfect moment to take the car from them. I once, when I was in Hartford, I picked up a couple of people. There was a couple of guys that I drove to a gas station. They went there, got their munchies or whatever. They got in the back seat and I drove them back to their house. When I went to go drop them off, the guy said, throw your keys in the back seat. I wasn't really paying attention. I was tired. They were like my last few passengers. And I just said goodbye. So it didn't quite register in my head yet. He kind of sat there looking at me, and I'm like, why is he looking at me? And then he got out of the car slowly, and he got onto the sidewalk next to his buddy, and it looked like they were just talking about something, like, you know, I don't know. Normally when I drop people off, they walk toward the house, toward the job, whatever. These guys just stopped on the sidewalk and kept talking and then looking at me. And then as I was driving away, I'm like, wait a minute. Did he ask me to throw my keys into the back seat? And did I just tell him goodbye when he said that? So yeah, and I know that he did. I'm not just second guessing. I know that he did. It just didn't catch on right away. And there was another time when I was in Hartford at a CVS. I stopped because in between deliveries, I stopped inside to go get one of those disgusting little egg sandwiches they have in the refrigerator. Went out to the car, and the guy came up and asked me for $1. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't have any money anyway, but he kept looking at me, expecting me to give him money, I guess. Because that's what he was asking the other people. But I just kept my eyes down and kept on eating my sandwich. He disappeared around the corner. I was done with my sandwich. I backed up, and then all of a sudden he came flying from around the corner of the CVS and jumped on the hood of my car. Right? And I was like, what the hell? I kind of stopped in shock. But then I realized this guy's not going to get off if he's jumping on a person's car, so I backed up really hard until he slid off the car. And then I slowly and gradually went around the corner because he looked like he was homeless. He's not the healthiest person on the planet, so I'm not going to go driving like a maniac out of the parking lot. But then he picks up the garbage can and starts throwing the garbage at me, which, I don't know, was surprising. That's not really an attack per se, but you know, it's just, he must have been a drug user. He had a lot of marks all over his face, you know, hives. And then I once was going to pick up somebody in Hartford, and a stripper, or whatever, a hooker, I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight right now. It's the end of my day. But a hooker came up, and I thought maybe it might have been the passenger. So I rolled down my window, and I said, what's your name? And she goes, oh, my name is Eileen, whatever. I'm not saying the real name, but I'm like, oh, you're not my passenger. She's like, well, you can give me a ride, right? And she stuck her hand right in the car, so that way I couldn't close the window. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for somebody else. You're gonna have to leave. She's like, you can give me a ride. I just need a ride down the street, you know? And I'm like, no, sorry. So she was like, whatever, and she took her arm out, so good for that. But other than that, that's all I ever had. I'm kind of prepared for it because I was a truck driver. We were kind of taught about these kind of situations. So, yeah. So I just thought I'd make this quick live video, let you guys know, out of New Haven, there's a bunch of little morons trying to steal rideshare cars. And apparently you can tell they're young kids because professional car stealers would not be trying to steal rideshare cars because they're usually monitored now. A lot of us have learned tricks using old cell phones to use the GPS on the cell phone. You can get these little GPS dots for when you lose your keys. You can put it in your car and use that to track your car. And plus, if we leave our cell phone in there, the car's already being traced. You know, so they're just stupid. They always get caught all the time, 100% of the time, but they just keep doing it. So this is not only a warning for the rideshare drivers who don't want to deal with the inconvenience, but for any of you that do drive out New Haven. So anyway, I'm heading back. I'm done. I wanted to sign off at 1 o'clock. I'm running low, but I made good money, and I'm done for the day. So I'll see you guys later. I'm sorry I haven't been posting videos. I've been busy as hell, and I'll try to get back to it, but I'm still trying to rescue my car. My car's still in the shop. I'm still using Uber rental to do Uber and make some money. It costs a lot to do, but I have to do something because the government doesn't want to help, you know, etc. Anyway, enough. So I'll see you guys later. I was planning on doing a walking video soon, trying to see if I can do a live stream, maybe around Yale. So anyway, talk to you guys later, and I'm going to say, oh, and see you guys. Bye.